I think sometimes the beautiful thing that you can do is to forgive yourself and to know that you're forgiven and to know that you're not living within a world of sin. You're just living within a world of cause and effect. And it doesn't mean that all people are bad or good or evil or anything like that. It's what we give our power to, it's what we give our allegiance to, it's what we represent, it's what we set as that example, it's what we're emanating, it's what we're projecting, and it's also just what we're presenting within our own vocality of our creation and our ability to be authentic and using our truth as a way of being intrinsic, as a way of being cryptic, and as a way of flowing within your own creation. So sometimes it's not about seeing that we are living within a world that is bad necessarily, or good, or evil, or light, or dark. Most of the time, we're living in a world based on our choices, based on how we go about life, how we go about our emotions. And when we project or condemn or judge, then we are pointing the finger at ourselves and we're talking about ourselves. So most of the time, when we allow ourselves to see through that dichotomy, through that dogma, through that state of connection, we see that that is actually worse than actually just being a bad person. It means you're dressing up as a good person, you're trying to mask your ego, you're trying to mask your vanity, and you're trying to present something that is completely false. So I don't believe that there is sin because I don't believe that we're irredeemable. I don't believe that we can't overcome obstacles or we can't be forgiven and we can't ascend to a higher level, and understanding that everything that is left in the past is left in the past. There have been people who manifest much better being in a prison cell journaling their life. So it's kind of like understanding there's people who used to sell drugs and shoot people on the street and they gave their life to God. So I don't think it's not just anyone just meditative. I don't think it's just spirituality. And there can be atheists in this world that are completely down to earth, that are good natured, they have a good heart, and they have a great perspective on life. I think universally we are universality. And I think that's what we need to understand when we are in this collective, is that all paths really lead to source. Everybody is a depiction and representation of the I Am Presence. So understanding that is seeing that everything is condensed and we're only seeing hints and slithers and pixels of the illusion. We're not really getting the whole picture. And I don't claim to know the whole picture either. It's just when I see certain things on the internet and I see what people say and they're saying that this is wrong, this is right, and this is that, and I agree with this and I disagree with that, which is perfectly fine. We have to be critical thinkers within every walk of life. So it's understanding that if we're not thinking critically about this said subject, if we're not like actually looking at the different parallels and different understandings of what we go through. So it's kind of like sometimes people want to base something solely on how they feel instead of actually hearing the voice, hearing the voice of spirit, hearing the essence of the universe, and then make claims and say that is wrong or bad, good, evil, light, and dark. And believe it or not, in all circles, in all ecosystems, there is light and dark. I've been shown this in many different visions. Jesus went to hell for 3 days and got the keys, out of the place. So it's kind of like understanding that all of us, and I've had visions where I've seen schools where there is just good and bad. So when I hear people say this, they're basing it just off of how they feel and how it makes them feel internally, instead of stepping out of their filter and ego and allow themselves to ascend to the spirit. Then we're actually getting somewhere. But I don't think we're getting somewhere when we condemn it and say that it's wrong and say that it's completely this and that's how it is. We're either properly connected or we're not. We are either doing the work and actually coming from a genuine source of energy, or we're not.